Well, it's another episode of the Crimestoppers. Is that what you call it? Is that what we're calling it? I don't know.
Right. Well, it's Crimestoppers of North Central Iowa.
North Central Iowa, yeah. And we haven't spoke with this gentleman since last year.
Yeah.
Which is we're talking Christmas, I think. Christmas presents.
Yep.
Yeah.
How'd that go, by the way?
That went great.
Presents, yeah?
Yeah, the whole package protection program there was fantastic. We did double the numbers. I don't remember exactly what it was, but we did twice as many in 22 as we did in 21. So Courtney's thoroughly enthusiastic about bringing it back in 2023. So expect to see it again around Black Friday.
Any gifts for Police Chief Jeff Brinkley?
No, I didn't have anything shipped there. I had somebody at home most days anything was going to arrive there. So I didn't have to do that. But we did have some employees take advantage of it too.
I was going to say, do you have leftovers sometimes?
No, believe it or not, and people are super good. Sometimes they'll reach out to Courtney and just try to make sure that like something showed up, but they'll come get it right away. And it goes really, really well. Stuff doesn't stack up for very long.
Well, I know what we should bring up right away here, Jay.
Yeah,
people are out walking in front of our building. What's up with that?
Yeah. It's pretty clear that you're not.
You better go get them.
Are you supposed to arrest people when they do that?
Yeah. We try to educate
warn them
first.
Yeah. Right.
Yeah. Avoid that if we can. But firm but friendly.
Right.
But we're right across the street from the Kirk Apartments, and we got a few people that have straggled through the barrier. So don't do that. It is still every now and then you'll see something still come off the building. So the idea is here that we're trying to keep you from getting hurt.
Are we saying that blockades are just a suggestion?
No, we are not saying that, but I don't think we can put Jersey barrier on the sidewalk. So that probably has something to do with it too.
So what's the purpose of all that? It's blocked off for like two whole blocks,
right?
So what's the purpose of all of that? Because is a building going to fall that far if it does come down or what?
Well, I think there's some uncertainty about if it does collapse.
Okay.
It depends which way the wind's coming from, what goes first, and what direction it would fall. So I think that's the idea behind the Jersey barriers. At least it'll absorb a lot of the blood once stuff gets to the street.
Do you feel safe for right now?
I feel reasonably safe. I'm closer to the door than you are. So
see, Jay is just concerned. He's doing his morning show at 6 o'clock in the morning, and there's wind that comes up and is coming right through his window.
Yeah,
what? There's been some northwest winds, and I'm just waiting for the building to start rocking. It hasn't. But there's things that fly up around the top there.
Yeah, no, and there's a lot of debris carrying out of there that day. You could see chunks. There was so much heat.
Yeah.
And so no, it's an extra dose of caution for us to make sure, hopefully in conjunction with the fire department, that if something does happen, that it doesn't get into neighboring buildings and cause any more problems.
So that's see Harry, they're putting those walls there, cement walls to protect me here in the studio.
They did it all for you.
All for Jay Brooks. All for you. Don't let anybody tell you anywhere else, public. All for Jay Brooks. Front office, NIB, right now.
Yeah.
So as long as we're talking about this, obviously devastating thing that happened here in downtown Mason City, and we're literally across the street. Had 30-minute video on the night of the fire, and I say night because it started earlier in the day.
Right.
But kudos to all the firemen and you guys too, the police department that were here we had maybe 4 different fire departments. And then I don't know if you had more than just the Mason City Police Department here, but what is, just kind of tell us the whole status and give us a report of what has happened, what is going to happen, if because I've heard a lot of rumors about different things.
Sure. And I don't know, I'm probably not completely up to speed, but loosely, the building obviously is in dangerous condition as it sits.
Right.
You can see that the interior structure is pulled away from the wall and those kinds of things. And so the city's working through the dangerous building process with the owner and their insurance company, working on trying to figure out, I think, the most efficient timeline to mitigate that risk. And so I don't know. I don't have a timeline or a date or any of that, but I know that we also want to get downtown open back up as soon as we reasonably can. We got Band Fest coming and summer and those other kinds of things. You already know the parking and traffic dislocation that's happened here in the last 2 weeks already. And so the idea is just to get that done as efficiently and as cooperatively as we can through that process.
What they say the end of the month, there's a news reports last night or the other day. They're looking at like the end of the month, possibly. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know if that's still feasible or.
That's BandFest time, though.
I
I
hope so.
know.
Yeah, I would hope maybe even by then, but yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it takes to take something like that down.
What would it be like, though? Let's just say it gets torn down here, like in the next
Mhm.
week or two. I mean, it's still going to be blocked off, isn't it, for a while?
Oh, I would assume it's still going to be fenced off for a good long time until they.
I mean, during
get
the
things
demolition, yes, of
correct.
course. But I mean, like after, like a week after that, I would think
I don't know.
that would take forever.
Yeah, I don't know how long it would take to, you mitigate and level that lot. I don't know what you do with it in the meantime until you figure out what the next step is.
Yeah,
Hmm.
interesting. Can
Yeah.
you tell us, because people keep asking me all the time, we heard that some cats got out alive, some did not. Is that true?
That's what we've been told. Yeah, we've got a couple owners that have told us that they were able to get them out. A couple of them called out and they were able to get out of the building. So yeah, believe it or not, despite everything that did happen that day, that appears that's true.
Do they know the cause? Has that been
I
mentioned
don't know.
yet?
I don't have it. I
Still
don't
bringing
know
in
about that.
people for that, right? Okay.
Yeah, I'm at the wrong department, wrong color shirt. I just don't know. That is not my bag.
Yeah.
So burning buildings and running into them was not the thing I signed up to do. So, crazy guy
Well-
waving a gun, I'm down. I'm good with that.
Well,
It's
you
about risk management.
I guess this kind of leads us right into the next big thing for Mason City is BandFest. So, I
Yep.
mean, does this? A lot of people got to be wondering. Wait a minute, it's all blocked off down here. We're still going to have downtown Mason City as for the place for the BandFest.
Right. Yeah. And I know that the City Hall and the Chamber are working through that. I know there was a meeting, I think yesterday or what's the day? Tuesday. Yeah, yesterday about that very issue. So I know they're sensitive to all those timelines to make sure that that's a fun and safe event again as well.
Yeah, I mean, they've been downtown here, Jay, I think for a little while, but
Mhm.
it
Yeah.
would have
several
been no
years.
big deal if we just have to move it to East Park for one time. I mean,
Right.
to go
Well,
back.
I think if it was different, it'd be different if it was like a block away. It's far
Mhm.
enough away. It's just if you get some people that want to come down here and gawk
Mhm.
and take
Right.
some pictures or whatever. But
You're going to have those, though, Chief.
Yeah, we have them now.
yeah,
So,
Yeah, I
we
mean, you
can
have them now, but I mean, come on, we're talking a lot more people coming in from out of town. They're going to gawk.
Yeah.
So, are you going to police it down here?
Well, we'll have people assigned to the event.
Okay.
So we would have a presence down here anyway because we're a pretty heavy part of the security piece for BandFest anyway. So yeah, we would have officers down here anyway.
Sure.
huh? Yeah, it's crazy. 84th annual.
84th.
Yeah,
Yep.
how about
It's a long run.
It is. It really.
Dad's going to be 86, so that's right.
Yeah. Well, the other thing too, you mentioned a bit ago, Harry, the team that took that day to get that done. Don't forget those public works guys and the Alliant crews. And I mean, there were
Oh,
a
yeah.
lot of people that did a lot of good work that day. And Bill Stangler being the Klempnauer Award winner this year and the Grand Marshal, like don't let that be lost on you. He's been around for a lot of big stuff in this city.
Yeah. See,
Well-
I missed it all. I was gone. I was out of town.
Yeah. Probably not a bad day.
I was right here. Everybody else was out of the building. I was right here filming it. Nobody was telling me to go anywhere because they didn't see me. I was behind glass, the whole time. But yeah. So anyway, but yeah. So band festival, you guys are getting prepared for that. We should definitely get into that. I know that you just got out of a Crimestoppers meeting, and
We did.
was band festival the discussion, or what was the discussion?
Actually looking towards National Night Out already, believe it or not. We're bringing that back this year on August 1st. And so at the arena. And so so we were talking about some of what looks like Crimestoppers is going to do to be a sponsor and then at the event.
Oh,
Very
awesome.
good. Very good.
Yeah. Yep.
So is crime about to start picking up again now that the weather's getting nicer, or what?
Careful there. Careful. No, we it's been warmer. Well, we did run about 100 more calls last month that we did in April than we did in March, which goes with the weather, warming up and people getting back outside. But no, I mean, I think right now, I feel like we're in a pretty good place in terms of how we're sitting in terms of the crime piece. We're always battling property crime. I mean, and so, burglary, theft, vandalism, those kinds of things. But no, we've been really fortunate on the serious crime type of stuff, violent crime to not have a lot of that yet this year. And so the stuff that we've charged. So I think that also is a good deterrent effect to people that might consider doing that in the future. So yeah, no, we've been and working with our partners. We just rolled out 3 indictments last month that were finally finished up with the U.S. Attorney's Office on some federal stuff for guns and drugs and child pornography. And so I think, also publicizing some of that stuff lets people know you're not going to get away with it forever. And so when you 1, 2, or 3 strike that, we're going to boot you up to the big kid league, and then you can go do federal time. And that's a lot different as well.
Right. A little different than Saragordo County Jail, or
way different. Yeah, way different.
Yeah.
Yep.
Do you have some good karma stories that actually happen?
Not that come to mind at the moment. I'm sure I do if I think about it long enough. Maybe next time.
Like somebody, I've read some stuff. I get crazy stuff all the time from around the world, and I just had one yesterday where a guy went to go, I guess, rob a bank, and left his resume. That's not really karma. That's probably stupidity, I guess.
Yeah.
Hey, there's a way to get.
It's always nice when you find the guy's wallet or driver's license or cell phone laying there. Like those are great clues. That still happens today, people. So every now and then makes it easy.
Do you guys ever get involved with? I mean, let's face it. There's a lot of hacking going on when it comes to that stuff. Do you guys ever get involved with? I mean, because there's probably people that do call and say, "I've been hacked. Help me."
Yeah, we typically kick that to the feds, that electronic crime stuff. We've got the TC3 Center through FBI, and that stuff happens locally. We had a financial institution probably about 3 years ago now, maybe right before COVID. They had a financial transaction going through, a person buying a house out of state for the better part of $1 million. There was somebody who'd hacked into their system and watched the communication until the final wiring instructions came through. And so the bank, they had a new employee working in the loan department. They got the final wiring instructions, and then 5 minutes later, there's an email. Oh, quick change in the wiring instructions. Use these. And they didn't know any better as a new employee. And so the next they wire the money out. The next day they go to close, and the bank that's supposed to be getting the money calls and says, "We never got the wire deposit." The employee's like, "What are you talking about? We sent them out last night after you changed the instructions." They're like, "We didn't change the instructions." And they went back. And so the bank actually printed about a ream of paper and saw exactly right where the hackers at. And so we were actually able to, FBI recovered about 95% of that money. It got held in a trust account at the institution where it went before it got withdrawn. And so we got it all back because we were right on top of it. But that kind of stuff does really happen around here.
Yeah, sure. Well, it's everywhere. Yeah.
Yeah, it really is.
I mean, we always have the occasional Facebook friend that gets hacked,
right.
Thing, but this is getting truly hacked.
Yeah, right. Yeah, this is big time stuff. So no, we kick that off to the feds if it's that kind of stuff that we can resolve that way.
Huh. Does it happen more in businesses, or how about individuals? I mean, like, they don't want to get in my bank account. They'd be on the bank money.
Well, and I think that's the catch. I think it depends what you have for assets, but we see a lot of business fraud with like checks and deposits and those kinds of things. But some people play the ATM game too. Right. You say you put a $20,000 deposit in a Mason City, and then you go take it all out in Manly or some of those games. But at some point, we're going to catch up with you on that. I mean, it's typically their own account or somebody that they know. Like, it's not like they're not some guy sitting in Russia doing it.
Right.
It's really, really different.
Yeah. Huh.
Just talk about some rules, regulations going on for the Band Fest, for the parade, and for the event that's will hopefully be downtown here.
Yeah, we'll have signs that will go up starting Friday for parking, so that cars are out of the way. We typically Affordable comes out and helps us move the cars that don't get moved in time the morning of, and so that way we get that part done. That's really the big thing, is making sure the route's clear.
Yeah, not to interrupt you, but I'm going to parking. Okay, since we do have this issue in downtown, with this building, the Kirk apartment thing, and a lot of we got 3 blocks that are blocked off. Can you tell the listeners or viewers where the best places to park? The mall parking lot?
I would shoot for Southbridge and west there. The overflow lots there from the principal building, that kind of stuff. That'd be probably the closest to downtown you're going to get for anything Band Fest related, and that would be all surface parking then, west and northwest of downtown.
Yeah, because there's a lot of parking in Southbridge Mall now these days.
Well, that's the other thing. that's starting to change as well. So
yeah,
no, it's a great problem though. I mean, I think, and I think the city's got an eye on that in terms of how to manage that. Hopefully it's not long before these are open back up and that mitigates a little bit, but it's a little tight down here right now.
a little bit.
Yeah.
A little bit, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
Well, and the condos are going in right across the street from you guys here too, starting sometime this summer on that gravel lot.
Oh, that's right.
Those
We
ropes
lost our place to park.
Yeah.
We
So
got nowhere.
that'll move too. So yeah, those are good problems, right? We're development
right,
and in the name of progress. So yeah, but no, after that, Harry, no pets allowed along the route. So as much as you want to bring Fido or Susie along on a leash there, you can't do that, just so that we avoid any issue with bites, those kinds of things, or cleaning up after them. And then no smoking along the road. And so we'll ask people to take pets back as they.
I'm sure that's happened many times.
It does. Yeah, it happens. They're just not allowed. So especially if you're from out of town, make sure that you're making note of that, or let people know that you might have coming from out of town that are going to possibly bring a pet along too.
So you say smoking. What about vaping? A lot of people do vaping these days. Is that considered?
I think people do it because you don't see it.
Right.
I mean, I think people
smell
drive down
it,
the road in
but
their car. Right. Yeah. And so I think probably don't do it, but we're probably not going to catch you at it. So right. Yeah. It's that situation that rolls up every time.
Yeah. I'm just picturing officers walking up and down the parade. Oh, there you are. Come here. Come here. You got your vape gun.
No, we try to leave most of that to the chamber staff. So
there you go. Okay.
Does it take your whole team, I guess, to run that band festival pretty much? I mean, I would think that it takes quite a bit.
Yeah, it's a fair traffic effort. We probably got 25 people working that morning to close it all up. And that's with support of like CERT and some of those other organizations as well that are making sure everything's along the way. There's just a lot of intersections and that those events, you read about it in headlines and, I always pray that it's not here, but things happen on those routes every year somewhere in the country. And so you got to be vigilant. You got to play it smart.
What's are the catalytic converters a big thing yet or not? I know we talked about that with Crimestoppers before.
Yeah, a little bit, not like they were. So I think there's been enough mitigation. There's some rules now for salvage yards, some of those kinds of things about registering those, pulling the VINs, that I think it's slowed it down for us. All kinds of different things in play on that, but no, not like it used to be.
Right.
Yep.
Harry, I'm surprised that all the copper that's over here, that there hasn't been more picked up. Yeah. Is the cop worth some money?
I don't know. I don't know if that patina stuff is or not.
Oh,
I don't have any idea.
Huh.
Yeah, I don't know.
Lots
Definitely
of stuff.
some out there though. Yeah,
there is.
Yeah.
You got anything else, Chief?
I can't think of anything. Just summer stuff like, slow down, look for motorcycles. That's a big thing that's, happening now. We got that going, drive sober, the big things, click your seatbelt, I think the number I looked at the Iowa fatality report the other day, over half of people that died in accidents so far this year weren't buckled in.
Really?
So it give yourself that much chance, at least to survive the wreck. But yeah, that'd be those just the big stuff that we're always preaching about. Unfortunately, is do the smart stuff and then act appropriately.
Yeah,
I'm going to bring something up that it's been a while since I did. Jay's going to laugh at when I do, because I think I want to say that I brought this up with Sheriff Pals or whatever, and I can't remember if I asked you or not, but I see this all the time. It's a red arrow turning right.
Take a right.
Can you turn right on a red arrow?
Yeah, probably, as long as there's not a no right on red sign there.
Why have an arrow then? Why not just have a red light?
Yeah, I don't know. I just know of a handful of those intersections.
There's a handful of them in town here.
Here and
to me, common sense is when it says green arrow, then you can go right.
Yeah. No, it just depends on the signing. Yeah, and the idea there is the rationale behind it is you're looking left, right, because you want to make the right hand turn.
Well, yeah, and you got the
pedestrian track
on red. If you have a green across from you, the turning left into that, I think the one that I see all the time is over there by Hy-Vee West, and that's a common one where people are. If you're heading west, you get the red arrow. You got to make doggone sure that I'll guarantee you the cross traffic is that one turning left that's got a green arrow turning left into that right by Burger King there.
Yep.
Going into Hy-Vee West.
Right.
I'm just bringing it up because I think a lot of people get confused and all that. Because otherwise, why would it be an arrow?
Yeah, I don't know. I think maybe someday we should just put roundabouts in out there, and then we don't have to worry about
Well,
it.
there you go. Well, when's that coming?
Roundabouts.
Yeah, who saw that coming, right?
Yeah. When's that supposed to be here?
Plan. I think 2028 is the
2028. Okay.
Yeah, there's some more work that needs to go into it, but yeah, we'll solve that problem. We'll just put in roundabouts.
Yeah, those are fun.
So,
I like roundabouts.
I don't mind them.
I don't mind them. I'm used to them now. It took me a while to get used to it because we don't have them here, but I've been to many places that do, and
I thought
I can see why they actually do okay.
Yeah,
I mean, it looks confusing, but it's
well, the accidents aren't as
if you do not as bad.
Yeah, just a little fender bender because somebody wasn't paying attention or rushing to get in there because wife just ran it. She didn't get hit, but she almost did because I won't use her words, but
it's still
everybody's got a
live radio.
Yeah,
there's no hot mic button.
Right? Yeah.
They're all hot mics.
Yeah. You ought to hear when she gets going, boy. I tell you, I don't even have to almost hit her with the car.
That's 2028. My God.
Yeah, I think that was the projected year for it.
Okay.
So
To be finished or start?
I don't know about that, Harry, to be honest. Okay. I just know it had a few out years for CIP and for budget planning too.
Sure.
Yep.
All right. Anything else new? Probably that.
Man, not that I could think of. We're still looking for police officers. We just finished the recruitment.
Oh yeah, I've seen
we'll
your
be going out again on that at some point down the road. So, we're still in a little bit of. Everybody is. Everybody's looking for help, but I think keeping the foundation of our community safety is really what makes the rest of it tick. And so, if that's something you've thought about, most of our officers are from the area. They've got some tie here, and we're a good employer. Nice. So, think about that. We'll be going out. We started at 61 or 62,000 a year. Wow. I think it'll be just over 62 after the 1st of July. Okay. And then our top is right now around 83 at 12 years. And so not a bad paying job, ability for overtime, pretty good benefits package. So
yeah, but you got to deal with a lot of crap.
But I think special people, I think it is, it's probably maybe the craziest time in the world, but it's also maybe the most important time in policing. So, we want to get that right. We want to get it right with our community. So,
I mean, and I think I admire you guys and what you do because I mean, if you can talk people out of stuff, that's awesome.
Yeah. So if you got a relative, somebody thinking about a law enforcement career, Mason City's a good place to start. Still a great place to wear a badge.
I think you guys are counselors and peacekeepers all in the same time,
Yep. Sometimes in the same sentence. Sometimes. Yep.
Man.
What were we going to say, Jay? Sorry.
I wasn't going to say nothing. I can't think of anything else. That's smart anyway.
Yeah.
They're intelligent.
What your mom said, right? If you ain't got nothing to say nice, don't say nothing at all.
Exactly.
So
You got a big summer planned other than just work. Do you have does the police chief get to go on a vacation?
No, not at the moment. Police chief's got a couple kids at home still, and they're working on some additional college stuff this summer. So we're probably staying pretty close to home. Probably be a bunch of baseball games.
Here's a fun question. Have you ever had to be a cop when you're not in town? In your whole career?
Yeah, not a couple times.
Really?
I've been so I was technically on duty. We had a guy, we went to lunch at a conference I was at, and a guy was just tearing up a deli. And there were a bunch of us that were cops, so we got a hold of him. And
that's a smart guy.
Held him there until he didn't know we weren't. We weren't in.
You weren't in uniforms.
But we held on to him until the local PD showed up, just to make sure nobody got hurt because he was acting kind of the fool. And then I've helped on a couple of terrible bad accidents that I've seen while I've been traveling a couple times, but no, nothing really heavy.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, in those cases, I choose to be a really good witness.
Aren't you kind of like always on duty?
Yeah, and honestly, for me at least in my job, the encounters that I have with people, I got to get out of town to get a break. Because everywhere I go, it's always about work, right? Like it doesn't matter if it's a grocery store or church or the kids' ball game, whatever. Hey, what was that thing that happened on like 8th Street Southeast last night? So we talk through it. Which I think is also super cool because I think for our community, you're getting an answer right away when you ask one of our officers about what happened, and they can answer your question. You go, oh, that all makes sense. It's not like we're hiding behind some wall of secrecy because nobody knows us, right? Like everybody in our community knows us. And I tell our officers sometimes that that's not fair to them because they don't ever really get to have a day off then. Like even when they're not working, everybody's judging them, right? Like it's just how it is. But yeah, no, I enjoy getting out of town periodically to just be Jeff. That's nice.
you need to do that.
Yeah. Yep.
Plus you're a father, you're a husband. I mean, you're all of that. You gotta be those parts, you know.
Yeah. There's a lot more to life than this.
Hey, try and call or text him on a weekend, Harry. See if he answers you.
Yeah, right.
I can call Jay. He's my social secretary. I'll set it up for Monday.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, what's the longest strand of days you've ever had to work?
Oh, man.
I mean, have you put 2 or 3 weeks together?
Yeah, Ragbri
day off. Wow.
Yeah, like when Ragbri was here, that was probably
that's
great. Finishing up prep and setup, those kinds of things. We did. I've worked a few Vishas in my life.
Oh,
those were typically a 3-week event. Like you were in getting stuff ready all the time.
That's right. You two are big Iowa Staters, aren't you?
Yes. So that the last Visha I ever worked was in 14. That was the year it was a Iowa State freshman riot. And there was no blaming this one on the out of towners. Like these were all the people in the bars are up there having their beer, looking out the window, like, look, what are those guys doing? Yeah, But that was really, and we worked it like I think 5 nights. That it started on Tuesday night. We worked it all the way through the weekend, and I gained a lot of respect for those cops and down in New Orleans that work Mardi Gras. They party for 2 weeks down there. I was about shot after 5 days of working it. Like I don't know how they do it. But they got the patience of a saint down in Louisiana. So my give a crap was pretty low by the end of Saturday night. It was tough, but you never know. But sometimes the work just demands it. So it's nice to be able to get away.
All right.
Before the holiday, in between the holidays, we did the thing with the whole drinking thing.
Yeah.
And I still got people talking about that.
Yeah.
But I don't know if you still get people talking about that.
Yeah. Every now and then people ask me out there, like, hey, when you get somebody drunk on the radio again? So I said, hey, for the record, he wasn't legally drunk.
I wasn't.
Because the FAA says he can't do that, right?
Yeah.
Or FCC.
Yeah.
FCC says you can't.
There's no airplanes over here.
That's right. Yeah, you definitely can't do that on an airplane. But
it's at 0.2 to go.
Yeah.
Before I couldn't drive.
No, I think I think a lot of people walked away from that going, huh. That was really interesting, especially then when we had you stacked up against Jamie. Like, it's just different.
Well, I'm a seasoned veteran.
I'm kind of surprised some of the bars don't have their own little breathalyzers. And, and I don't know if people even buy their own breathalyzer.
You can. I got one.
You do have one?
Yeah, I bought one.
So do
you use it?
Well, no, because I don't drive when I get home.
Yeah. I just think too, like, I suppose because you got to screen for 15 minutes.
Yep.
Like, and so I don't know if the logistics, like in a bar, if that makes sense or not.
Right. Because you have to sit there and not have a beer.
If it's last call, they're kicking you out. They don't want to wait 15 minutes waiting a bunch of trunks,
Put Chief Brinkley's in the parking lot.
Yeah. So, but no, we did get some good feedback on that. So,
that's good.
Well done. Yeah.
The other thing too that a lot of people are talking about, I think, in the news. I mean, I haven't heard nothing lately, but is the smoking weed.
Oh, you mean in Iowa?
Yeah, in Iowa. Do you get a lot of that or hear a lot of that? Is there issues with that at all or not?
No, I think we haven't had smokable leaf, move forward through the state legislature. We still got the CBD, all the cannabidiol stuff, and so that right now seems to be a comfortable place for the state to be. There's a lot of states around us now,
right?
Minnesota, Illinois, that are all going. So I don't know. I mean, I think some of the states and the places they've done it that I've looked at, the business model isn't there for the tax revenue. It's more problems, but and federally it's still illegal, so you can't put the money in the bank. It's not FDIC protected. So I think there's still some other crime that goes with that. And I don't see Mace City being a mecca for that, but you just never know how things are going to go in Iowa. I hope we can hold it off for as long as we can. But
is there a way to test for driving?
Yeah. No, absolutely. If we pull somewhere, they've been hot boxing or other things like that.
Hot boxing?
That'd be a term for smoking.
Yeah.
See, I'm new to this stuff. I don't know. Chief. You're gonna be happy.
It's a little different than six packing, I suppose. But no, we have ways that we can do a paramedical screening by a trained officer to detect the presence of substances, and then typically we follow that up with a UA. We get a urine sample, and then the lab analyzes it, and that's how we make our criminal case.
Really?
Yep.
Okay. I was kind of curious on how because driving under the what is it? Is it still under
it's still
the influence?
OWI, still operating while intoxicated.
It is.
It's just drugs versus alcohol.
Oh, okay.
Yep. Both are illegal under state code.
Yeah. Okay.
Yep. Yep. It's not a new change. It's always been that way.
And the fines are the same, I'm sure.
Everything's the same.
Yeah. Everything's the same.
Yep. Same offenses, multiples, 12-year look back, all that. Yep.
So what if you got drugs and alcohol?
We can make a case on that. We've done that. So if you, because sometimes that's what happens. Somebody will be high and they'll try to mask it with a beer or two. So when a cop pulls them over and they PBT like a .03, they're like, yeah, they're just really screwed up. But no, there's more to it than that. And especially if we can tell that there's something else going on.
Yeah.
I always thought it was interesting how, we call it OWIs here, and they call it DUIs in some other states.
Yep.
DWIs probably. I don't know. DUI and OWI seem to be. It's like, well, isn't it all the same? But they have their own definitions, I think.
Yeah. Yeah. Each state kind of does their own thing. So but for us, it's all the same.
Yeah. So it is summertime, and people are going to be imbibing.
They will be.
And take it easy out there.
Yeah, be smart. Have a driver. Have fun, but have a driver.
Do you have a problem ever with band festival and alcohol?
No, I can't. Not in the last 3 or 4 years. Well, I guess it was COVID year, but no, I can't recall the last time we had a real big issue at band fest.
And if you did catch somebody with a, let's say, a little cooler full of beer, drinking beer,
you can.
Is that legal?
Like in their front yard?
Well, their front yard, of course, it's probably going on during the parade on their own lot,
Yeah, right.
But I'm talking about if they wanted to come down and listen to music. I mean,
I think.
I mean,
I gotta read the park ordinances, but I think you can do carry-in beer in any of our city parks.
Okay,
I hope so.
Yeah. I don't think there's. I gotta look at the details, but no, I don't think. And then the catch becomes like when they do like outdoor service areas for like.
Right.
Like we did for Ragbri, right? They did a huge like beer garden overlay for the whole downtown.
Sure.
And that way, the way the ABD law has changed now is you could walk out of like Fat Hill or Happy Donkey or trying to think of the Quarry, any of those places, they could sell you a beer then that you could take off premises then to drink. So, and that makes all that legal now. ABD's gotten much more common sense about some of those things, like when we do Friday Night Live and that kind of stuff downtown. It all works out really well.
Didn't the governor, pass a lot of that stuff? I think when we were going through COVID and stuff, and I think
it was before that.
Actually, before that.
Yeah, the thing now is the to-go drinks. That was the other.
Oh, that's right.
And I know there was another bill at the State House this session. I don't know what the end result, if that got through or not, but yeah, they just keep tinkering with the to-go drink stuff.
Yeah,
because most of the hard liquor a lot of times still can't be to go. It's typically beer and wine is the only thing can be to go, and then hard liquor's got to be on premises. Yep.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, thank you, Chief.
You bet. Absolutely. Thanks for having me in.
We talked a little more than just Crimestoppers, I suppose.
Yeah, that's all right. Yeah. It's good to get information out. Yeah. So happy to do it.
Did we hold you up? Are you?
No,
I got work now, or
no? I got a 3 and a 4.
So 3 and 4. What's that?
Meetings.
Oh,
meeting at 3, meeting at 4.
That's some other code, like a 10-4.
No.
501 or 5150. I don't know.
I got a GO. Now it's getting deep.
For those listening, by the way, Crimestoppers of North Central Iowa, it's 800-383-0088. Before we went on, you guys do get these tips once in a while, and we asked you before we went on the air about, do you still get Jody tips? And you do.
Yep. We still have information coming on the case fairly frequently. Yep.
Yeah. And it's just sad we haven't been able to figure that out yet.
Yep.
But I know you're trying.
We're still working on it.
Cases out there yet, you bet. So, all right. Well, thank you, sir. It's good to have you in.
You bet. Thanks, you guys. Have a good afternoon.
You too.